Good morning class. Today we discuss various atomic models, that is Thomson's atomic model, Rutherford atomic model, electromagnetic wave theory, black body radiation and photoelectric effect. Now let us discuss one by one. First one is the Thomson's atomic model. According to Thomson's atomic model, atom is considered to be a sphere. Atom is considered to be a positive sphere in which negative charge particles, I repeat again, atom is considered to be a positive sphere in which negative charge particles embedded in it. Advantage of this model is that it explains overall stability of an atom, but the drawback of this model is that it cannot say anything about the distribution and energy of electron. I repeat it again. According to Thomson's atomic model, atom is considered to be a positive sphere in which negative charge particles are embedded in it. This model is also said to be plum pudding model. Advantage of this model is that it explains overall stability of an atom because the magnitude of positive charge is equal to the magnitude of negative charge, and the drawback is that it cannot say anything about the electron and their distribution. So the second one is the Rutherford atomic model. Before Rutherford atomic model, now let us discuss Rutherford scattering experiment. Rutherford took a very thin gold foil and bombarded over alpha particle. I repeat again. Rutherford took a very thin gold foil and bombarded over alpha particle. He noticed most of the alpha particle passes through the gold foil as such that show that there is empty space inside an atom, while the sum of the alpha particle deflected less than 90-degree angles show that some positive charge is there due to which deflection take place. Since alpha particle itself positive charge, deflection take place, that means some positive charge may be there. One alpha particle out of 20,000 alpha particle bounced back. I repeat again, one alpha particle out of 20,000 alpha particle bounced back indicate that the center part of an atom is dense and the entire mass of an atom is concentrated. Rutherford say it to be a nucleus. Rutherford say it to be a nucleus. I repeat it again. Rutherford took a very thin gold foil and bombarded over alpha particle. He noticed most of the alpha particle passes through the gold foil, as such indicate most of the space inside an atom is hollow. Some alpha particle deflected less than 90-degree angle show that some positive charge is there due to which deflection take place. One alpha particle out of 20,000 alpha particle bounced back show that the center part of atom is rigid. Rutherford named it to be nucleus. The discoverer of nucleus was Rutherford. Now, on the basis of the scattering experiment, Rutherford proposed its atomic model called Rutherford atomic model. According to Rutherford atomic model, the entire mass of an atom is concentrated in an extremely small region called nucleus. Nucleus is surrounded by the electron which are revolved at very high speed in a definite path called orbit. The nucleus and the electrons are held together by strong electrostatic force of attraction. That are the three main points proposed by Rutherford in their atomic model. But there is some limitations of Rutherford atomic model. The first one is it could not explain the stability of an atom, because according to Rutherford, he considered atom is a continuously emit electromagnetic radiation. If it continuously emit electromagnetic radiation, its radius become decreases and ultimate electron during revolution sink into the nucleus. But actually this doesn't happen. That means Rutherford atomic model failed to describe the stability of an atom. So the first drawback of Rutherford atomic model, it could not explain the stability of an atom. And the second drawback is it could not say about electronic distribution of electron and their energies. Now the third one is the electromagnetic wave theory. According to electromagnetic wave theory, the electromagnetic radiation consists of two components. First is electrical field component and the second one is magnetic field component. Both field of components are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of propagation. I repeat again, electromagnetic radiation consists of two components. These are electric field components and the magnetic field components. Both components are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of propagation. In this figure, this line indicate electrical field component and the dotted line indicate magnetic field component. As we notice, both field of components are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of propagation. Electromagnetic radiation do not require any medium for their propagation. Number third is electromagnetic radiation travels with the speed of light. When we arrange electromagnetic radiation in their increasing order of wavelength, a spectrum is obtained, is called electromagnetic spectrum. I repeat again, when we arrange electromagnetic radiation in their increasing order of wavelength, we will obtain a spectrum called electromagnetic spectrum. According to electromagnetic spectrum, we are classifying electromagnetic radiation in various types. These are illustrated on whiteboard. Here wavelength are given in meter in increasing order. 10 raised to power minus 16 indicate cosmic rays. These are generated by nuclear explosion or from sun atmosphere. Thereafter gamma rays, which causes cancer in human being. Then X-rays. Thereafter ultraviolet radiation. And the ranging between them is called visible region. We are able to see colorful world due to visible region, which extended from 400 nanometers to 750 nanometer. According to VIBGYOR, red color has maximum wavelength, violet has least one. Thereafter infrared region, then microwave region. All mobile communication made possible through microwaves. There are FM बोले तो frequency modulation, and thereafter long radio wave, which are used in satellite communication. So it is a complete spectrum of electromagnetic radiation called electromagnetic spectrum. Cosmic rays, gamma rays, X-rays, UV, then visible, infrared, microwave, frequency modulation, and FM, and then long radio waves. There is a relationship between speed of light, frequency and wavelength. It is C is equals to nu lambda. Also, number of wave passing through a point in a second is said to be its wave number. It is represented by nu bar. It is equal to 1 upon lambda. Here the C is the speed of light, nu frequency, lambda is the wavelength, and nu bar is the wave number. I repeat it again. C is the speed of light. Actual value of speed of light is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. Frequency is the number of oscillation per second. Lambda is defined as the distance between two successive crest or trough. Nu bar is the wave number, that is the wave passing through a point in a second. And the value of C is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. There are some limitations in electromagnetic wave theory. These are: it could not explain black body radiation, it could not explain photoelectric effect, it could not explain heat capacity of solid, and number 4 is it could not explain line spectra of different element with special reference to hydrogen. Now let us consider black body radiation. A body is said to be black body if it absorbs or emits all frequency of radiation. The radiation emitted by such body is called black body radiation. The next is a photoelectric effect. When the light of suitable frequency incident on metal surface, it ejects electron from metal surface. This phenomena is called photoelectric effect. The minimum energy required for ejecting electron from metal surface is called work function, and the minimum frequency required for photoelectric effect is called threshold frequency. I repeat it again. When the light of suitable frequency is incident on metal surface, it ejects electron from metal surface. This phenomena is called photoelectric effect, and the electron ejected are called photoelectrons. Here H is a Planck constant, nu is the threshold frequency. It is a photoelectron. First thing is created, threshold frequency. The minimum frequency above which photoelectric effect take place is called threshold frequency, and the minimum energy required to eject electron from metal surface is called work function. There is a formula of work function, W naught is equals to H nu naught. Here H is the Planck's constant. H is the Planck constant. Its value is 6.626 into 10 raised to power minus 34 joule second. Nu is the threshold frequency, that is the minimum frequency above which photoelectric effect take place. It should be noted in photovoltaic cells, cesium metal is used due to its lowest ionization enthalpy, that is amount of energy required to lose outermost electron. Thank you very much.